Okay, hello. So today we're looking at question 1669, merge in between linked lists. You're given two linked lists, list 1 and list 2, of sizes n and m respectively. Remove list 1's nodes from the 8th node to the bth node and put list 2 in their place. So here they have an illustration for us, like a diagram, I suppose. Because we're given A, B, we're supposed to pretty much remove these nodes, and kind of like link point node A minus 1th node to the head of list 2, and the tail of list 2 dot next goes to the B plus 1th node, and we return the head of the resultant list. So let's clear that and look at the example given. So we can see that it's like the same, I suppose. Like we're given A is 3. A denotes the node that we want to remove, right? So the third drawing mode. Okay, so third node and fourth node we kind of like want to exit out, and the previous one we go link it to the head of list 2, and then finally the tail of list 2 goes back to the like the B plus 1th node, which in this case is 5. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it. So here are like some pretty important constraints to note, because depending on like the constraints, it tells us like what kind of conditions we have to be mindful of. So it really helps that, they told us that list 1's length is between 3 to 10 to the power 4, and A and B is at least 1. Yeah, minimum is 1, and A is definitely less than or equals to B. B is within the valid range, so less than list 1 dot length minus 1. Yeah. So the last condition is that list 2's length can range from 1 to 10 to the power 4. Okay, so what like they mean when they say like A is at least more than or equals to 1 is using example 2, it will not be such that they want us to remove this node, because this is node at position 0, this is the node 1. Yeah. Okay, so just wanted to point that out. Alright, so let's think of a way to solve this question. Yep. Okay, so offhand, I feel like what we need is like a previous pointer and like a current pointer to traverse. Let's like maybe explain this with a diagram that might be clearer. So let's draw circles again. That was yep. Okay. List 1. List 2. Let's say in our case, let's just give it like A is maybe 1 and then B is 3, let's say, right? So that would be asking us to remove A is 1 corresponds to this node, right? So this one until 3. So 1, 2, or maybe I should just number them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! Okay. So 1, 2, 3. We want to remove this section. Then we want to also point this one to the head of list 2. And we don't really have to care like whether list 2's like one node or more than one node. We just have to traverse it until the node where the dot next is none, and then we can point this node, like we keep a pointer here, and then we can point this node to this. So we have to keep like a pointer to keep track of this 4. Alright, so let's try implementing. So first up, what we need is a previous pointer, right? Because like this example showed, we kind of want to have a current pointer that traverses down the list 1 to figure out like where are the nodes that needs to be removed. But we also need like a previous pointer to kind of keep track. Hang on, or can we just use the same pointer? I think we can, right? So if we start off at the head node, we just point a pointer to list 1, and then let's think. Oh no, we can't do that because like we need 2 pointers, like one pointer to keep track of like the rest of the nodes of list 1, and then one pointer to figure out like the previous of the 8th node. So we need 2 pointers for that. Okay, so let us just have a pref that is a dummy node, and we point prefs dot next to the list 1. Okay, we have that in place, and then current pointer points to list 1. Okay, so we have our first set of pointers in place. We can now start traversing down the list. Yeah. So so excuse me, we want to like basically traverse until we hit position, we hit let's draw on this side. We basically want to traverse until we hit like pref pointing to this and current pointing to this first. This is for us to figure out where pref should land on. So let's do that first. So for I in range A, so if it's 1, it just goes 1 time pref dot next current. Okay, so after this for loop, pref and current should be in their correct positions. Okay, so after that's done, we would want to move the current pointer down to keep track of like the rest of the node basically after b plus 1. So we have to do something like, okay, so then once we do that, we will have current pointing here, but we can see that the difference, which is 2, it will go like 0, 1 steps, it will land here, right? So we have to like shift it by 1 by doing like a +1. Exit drawing mode for the current pointer to land. Oh no, where's my cursor? To land on the correct position. So okay, now current and previous are in their respective places. So now we just have to do point the previous pointer to the correct place, right? So prev.next is equals to list2, and we go down list2's list. So while list2.next basically move these two down, and once we hit like the last node where list2.next is none, we point that to our current pointer, and finally we return list1. Okay, let's see if it works. Okay, great. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.